The Prince of Wales says he's been heartbroken by the plight of refugees who fled the conflict in Syria. On a tour of a camp just inside Jordan, Charles and Camilla met some of the 1,500 people who now live there. He said the children had endured horrendous experiences and the kindness of the Jordanian people had been remarkable. The Duke and Duchess of Cornwall were visiting the King Abdullah camp just over 40 miles from the capital Amman near the Syrian border. From there, our chief correspondent Tessa Chapman reports.
This camp is named after royalty, King Abdullah of Jordan no less. But the residents aren't used to getting visits from a prince and a duchess. Charles and Camilla were shown around the site that has become home for almost 1,000 Syrians. Only 3 miles from the border and their old lives, but a world away. We're told this is a part of the trip the Prince and Duchess were particularly looking forward to, a chance to meet ordinary people whose lives have been turned upside down to try to understand their experiences. And they are all harrowing. In his shelter, this man told Prince Charles he was tortured for writing anti-regime poetry. He managed to escape with his wife and 5 children. He pleaded to the prince, "Help us." He was clearly moved by Naeem's story and the others in the camp, most just children.
So many of these children have been traumatised in the horrors that they've witnessed and experienced before they got here. And some of them have lost their parents or had horrendous experiences. But it is remarkable what the people here, the UNHCR and Save the Children and all these wonderful NGOs are doing to try and deal with this unbelievably difficult and heartbreaking situation.
The royal couple was shown around a children's centre. For the grandparents-to-be, a harsh reality.
I found it just a very humbling experience. Seeing all those children, and some of them without parents, who've lost their parents, who've obviously been adopted by others. I found it quite heartbreaking.
But the refugees seemed delighted with their royal visitors. Later, a beaming Nari man told me she was happy to meet Prince Charles and said she hoped he would make other people aware of their situation. The purpose of the visit was to show their Royal Highnesses how the Jordanians are helping their neighbours, and they seemed struck by the generosity. But while a royal visit might raise the refugees' profile, more are still coming, and countries like these are taking the strain. Tessa Chapman, 5 News, Northern Jordan.